Hampton High School LSC Sports presentation of field hockey. I'm Bob Hens along with Judy Reagan. The 0-3 Hampton Crabbers are playing host to the 0-3 Phoebus Phantoms. We've already started underway. And Judy, glad to have you with me. Talk a little bit about what happened just before we had the tip-off.
All right, the ball was taken on the 50-yard line. It was passed back. The Phoebus Phantoms received the ball, and now they were on the attack right away. Here, that was a foul right there. That lady was.
What I want to know is a little bit about the fouls. We have different rules than what most people see in soccer and some other sports. And I know you're ahead of the officials. Talk a little bit about what you are, what your job is.
I am the Commissioner of Officials for the Peninsula Field Hockey Association. I keep the schedules. I make sure that all the officials show up at all the games, which is the biggest fear in the world.
Yes.
You're so afraid there might be a game and no officials, or the officials get pretty angry if they show up and there's no game, too.
Yeah, well, works
so
both
we try
ways.
to keep it all straight.
Talk a little bit about, we got some
if
green
right
shirts
now you
out
see,
there.
Okay, but let me show you right now. You've got a corner. This is a penalty corner. You see the Phoebus Phantoms had to come back to the 50-yard line. And there's only a certain amount behind the goal line up there. Behind the end line. There they go. The ball came out, and that's a shot on goal. Nice stop by Phoebus there, and a nice clear to the side. Very nicely done.
How did that happen, a corner kick like that? What happened?
Okay, it bounced right off of the Phoebus girl's foot in the circle.
In the circle.
Which is a very common. Up here comes the ball.
Now,
that will be a side in for the Crabbers.
Okay, now in the circle is the only time you can score is in there.
That's correct.
Okay.
The ball must be touched by an offensive player inside their circle in order for the goal to count.
Okay, can't be accidentally hit in there by a defensive player.
No, it must be touched by an offensive player.
Okay, very good.
Circle. Yes.
Well, I did a little history and I found out that the field hockey or ball and a stick started back in 1272 BC, but then it came over to the United States, and you happen to know the young lady that brought it over here from England.
Constance Appleby. And let me tell you, she was a ferocious and fierce coach up at Toby Hanna Hockey Camp in Pennsylvania. You know, Philadelphia, where I am from, is one of the field hockey capitals of the world. Good field hockey is played in Pennsylvania. Good players come from there.
Well, then you must. That was, when you go back now and realize what coach you had. That had to be quite. You can go back and say, wow.
Absolutely. She did things such as if you crowded your player, you held your player's hand and played with them the whole after the game. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. You kept one hand on your stick. That's all you kept on your stick. You played with one hand on it.
There's a lot of back and forth, but what you want to do as a team is you want to get it inside the circle.
Yes, you want to get it up to that striking circle, and you want to put it in that goal cage.
And unlike hockey, you cannot make a hit from center field or whatever and go into the net and count.
No, you cannot. But one of the nice things about field hockey is that we have no more offsides.
Yes, I read that was a change. It used to be, yeah.
And, that is so wonderful. Now the girls can do what they call cherry picking. They can almost be up at the goal cage waiting for the ball to come and be able to do a cross and put it right in. And that's it. Oh, it has opened the game up so much.
It's similar to what happens in basketball when the shot is taken, the defender just takes off for the other court. We call that cherry picking because you want to get down and get the ball and score before the other defense can get down there. No, the goalie, can the goalie use their hands? Can they lay on the ball? What are their limitations?
They cannot trap the ball.
Okay.
If they trap the ball cannot be seen or something, then they award a penalty stroke. But the goalie can use her hands, use her body. She wears a chest protector. She wears a throat protector, mouth guard, her helmet, of course, her kickers. Yes, the goalie is well protected.
Right.
And that's why now the balls can be lifted towards the upper part of the body in the circle on the goalie.
Okay, good. I noticed there is a black area about, I guess it looks like about 2.5 foot high.
18 inches high.
18 inches high.
That's right, yes.
And there's a point where the ball cannot go above that.
Right, on an initial drive on a corner, if it's the first shot, it cannot go above that 18 inches. It has to be below that when it goes into the cage, or it does not count.
Now, you do have high sticking, so like they do in hockey. You can't bring your stick up around somebody's head.
You cannot take your stick up over somebody's head. That is an immediate foul. But if you are taking a free hit and nobody's around you, you can go ahead and swing the stick. However, if you get into that circle and you bring that stick up in somebody's face, and all that's dangerous play, and it will be called.
Okay. And, you know, as wide as this field is, we're talking 100 yards by 60 yards. You just have 2 officials. I mean, that's a lot of area to cover.
Well, as I told you a little bit ago, it used to be you wouldn't find very many men officiating field hockey.
Right.
And the women could handle only 2. Believe me, they could handle it just fine. Fortunately, I am getting more and more men as officials. This year I have 37 registered officials.
Wow.
So,
is that up from what it used to be?
Yes. We normally average maybe 19 officials in this area.
Wow.
And now we're up to 37, so we're quite thrilled with that. Field hockey has grown so much in this area. It really has. Thanks to the indoor programs we have, some of the middle school programs we have, it's really grown. Finally, our girls are getting scholarships to school to play field hockey and all, and so they're getting recognized as outstanding players coming from the peninsula area.
Okay, very good. But now, is there a certain part of the country, I know you mentioned Pennsylvania, that is more conducive to field hockey than, say, the South, Southwest? Or?
It's picking up here in the South a whole lot. It used to be, if you wanted to learn field hockey, you went north. But
Okay.
now it is really picking up here in the South tremendously. And in our area alone, I have seen such a growth in this sport in 40 years. It's amazing.
Okay, explain to me now. Everybody is back here except the goalie and looks like, what, 4
defenders back there. That's correct. This is a corner for Phoebus now because Hampton fouled inside the circle. So now it is Phoebus corner, penalty corner for them.
And I would imagine the coaches have set plays for this.
Absolutely.
Well, once the ball is hit, then the people at midfield can go all the way in.
They can go. That's correct. Yes.
I want to try to get the young ladies that are playing out here. We have for Phoebus, we have 2 backs, Ashante Baker and Kaylee Patterson. The midfielders with Sierra Blaylock, Danielle Darby, Danielle Dominez, and Scout Edmondson, who I've been told is really a good ball player.
Nice player. Yes.
Ace player. The forwards, Jayla Ely, Mara Smith, and Sadie Ullman. So if you can
and
get
the goalkeeper from Phoebus, the goalkeeper from Phoebus is an outstanding keeper. She really is.
Tony Glee.
Yes, very nice keeper. She's one that officials, and coaches alike have talked about. Very nice player.
Okay, if you get a chance, maybe you can go through the Hampton roster.
Okay. The Hampton Crabbers that have started are your sweepers, Casey Mosby, your midfield, Azure Latimer, and Siobhan Colbert, and Rosia Meza. She has backs. She has Kiara Corbin, Ashley Sell, who is a nice player, had an older sister who was a beautiful player also. Juliana Mosby. Their goalkeeper is Krista Nyadli. Nice keeper also, as you've seen her in action down there. Her forwards are Janiyah Saunders, Kirsten White, Marissa Sheets.
All right. Well,
And this is a very young team with the Hampton Crabbers. I don't believe there is a young lady on this team that has played more. They're all first-year players, and they have really come together as a team.
Well, I called the athletic directors of both schools, Deanna Brown and Mike Phoebus, and Deanna sent me the GPAs of the Phoebus girls, and the team average is 3.32.
Right.
That is awesome.
I will tell you right now, you will find just about every field hockey team around has some of the highest scholars in the school. And for some reason or other, it just seems to work that way. They're all outstanding academically as well as athletically.
Well, that puts the emphasis on student athlete, and that's what we're looking for.
Absolutely.
We've had a few chances on goal, but it seems like they get a little excited.
Oh, sure.
Because we got a chance, and then they missed the ball.
I'd like to point out to you the new shirts that are on my officials.
I wanted you to do that.
See that? Those beautiful green shirts, the apple green. This year, Virginia High School League has said that they wanted by 2014 all officials have to be in the same shirts. Oh, there they go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and that was a case where the one young lady, I didn't get to pick her number up, but did a great job. And it was number 9 that for Phoebus that made the goal. That's Myra Smith. But there was a great charge on the
goal. Yes.
Yeah, on the goal.
And once it got behind the goalie, then Phoebus was able to go right in and score. And that was smart of her to watch to see that it had gone behind there, and she was right in the right spot.
And that's her first goal, so we have 1-0 in favor of the Phoebus Phantoms.
Correct.
You could get a face full of dirt on that.
Yes, I was going to say, nice little divot there.
Now, what was this call? They were trying to attack, and he gave the ball back to
Right, because she advanced it. It hit a part of her body. And when you see him tap his body, like his leg or something, that's the call for advancing.
Okay. You can't advance the ball except with the stick.
Correct. That's correct. And only the one side of the stick. You cannot use both sides of your stick. You can only use the flat side.
Did not know that.
Right. Nope. Cannot use the rounded side. Goes again.
Yeah.
She goes.
That looked like number 11 that time.
Yes. Number 11.
Jayla Ely.
Jayla Ely.
Very good, Jayla. You can tell that once you score, and it's like in any contest, you get more
Adrenaline.
confidence.
The adrenaline starts flowing. Yes, it does.
Yes.
Okay, that's a timeout called by Hampton.
All right, now explain the timeouts.
Okay, each team gets to have 2 timeouts, 90 seconds. And
Per
they go
game.
Per game.
Per
That's
game.
correct, yes. And that's when the coach will call them in, talk to them, tell them to get a drink, calm themselves down, that type of thing. And that's what they're doing right now, and trying to get them to come on now.
Well,
You're
and
down
trying
two,
to
but
stop a little
yes,
momentum, too.
That's exactly right. Let's pick it up. Let's keep going. That's right. Yes.
Well, and what I like about this is constant movement. There is no lull time.
No, it's back and forth, back and forth.
And
That's
you
correct.
better be ready. I don't care where you are on the field, because that ball can come out. That is.
And I can tell you right now that Coach Deslin is telling them, don't get discouraged. You go out there and fight. You go out there and do what you're supposed to do.
Here we watch the replay here of some of the action earlier. And here we go in, and this is the score.
Goes, yes.
And you can see
That
she was
nice
excited.
Yes, very nice cross. Yes.
But what I like about that is you could see she kept her eye on the ball the whole time she was moving towards the goal.
That's right.
And that's that's in any sport that's got a ball. You got to know what the ball is. You got to keep your eye on the ball. I don't care if it's in football, basketball, what. But that was a good example of what she really did a great job of concentrating
and where she was going, and where she wanted to end. That's correct.
Now, how do we know how much time was left? Did they keep the time?
There's a timer. There's an official timer that keeps the time.
Over on the
over on the far side, on the head side, is what they call it. And it used to be, up until this year, that the timer would get up and go running after the official when there was only like 30 seconds left.
Okay.
They no longer do that.
So
now they sit and they have to sound an audible device, a horn.
When the last minute, last 30 seconds?
No, when the half is over. When the 30 minutes is up, they sound their audible device, and then the whistle blows, the official blows the whistle, and that's what ends the half or ends the game.
Okay, not the horn.
Not the horn. The horn tells you that the time is up, but the official ends the game on her whistle.
Okay, well, you see they're really struggling down there, and it seems like the ball has stayed to our left almost.
Yes.
The whole time that the Phoebus Phantom have stayed on the
attack.
On the attack.
Yes.
I want to talk a little bit about Ted Eckman, who is the coach over at Phoebus, a fifth-year program that they've had. They've had it for 5 years. Third year he's been at Phoebus, and he's got 17 years of coach experience in travel ball, which I assume it's a little like hockey.
We have
soccer and stuff where you have elite teams.
We have some very good club teams in this area now. We have Peninsula Club, we have Focus Club, we have Bill Scudder's Club, we have Ted. We have quite a few clubs that have come up now that take the girls many places. They travel from Florida to Pennsylvania.
How about that?
Playing games, and it's great. They get so much more experience.
And I see that he even had this program was featured on the TV show MTV during the second season. The JV coach, Tina Smith, third year with the program. The average experience, though, is only 2.5 years.
Right.
So they're very inexperienced.
Well, Phoebus was the last school to come in to have field hockey in Hampton.
And it says most of the players have never seen a hockey.
That's exactly right.
That's
exactly right.
That makes it tough to even get them to come out if they don't know what it is.
Judy Lucas is the old, the former coach at Hampton High School, and she really did a tremendous job building this program. And Renee was her assistant.
Yeah, you want to talk a little bit about the coaches.
Renee took over when Judy left, and she has done a wonderful job with these girls, getting them interested, getting them out here, and really teaching them quite a bit. And they're very enthusiastic. They come and play in the indoor season. They have wonderful parents here at Hampton, Mr. and Mrs. Sell and Mr. Nyadli and all that are wonderful with taking these girls to indoor and taking them to different functions and all that they can really learn and really improve, and they have improved.
Now, I just noticed that the young lady, number 13, hit the ball in for Hampton, that's Juliana Mosley, and then just stood there. Could she not hit it again?
She could hit it again, but she didn't. She was hoping that her forward would pick it up and go through with it. They have now what they call a self-start. You no longer have to drive the ball or pass the ball to someone. If you want to keep the ball yourself, you can just go ahead. You can go ahead and, like if you have a free hit, you can just go ahead and start dribbling is what they call it.
Right.
Taking the ball down, and it can be your ball.
Well, the assistant coaches at Hampton, Katie Bridges,
Tiffany Sell. Yes.
Patricia Jackson. Kaylee Bridges, she's over there with Susan Bowers over at Sims Junior High School, or I call it Junior's Middle School. Mm-hmm. It was junior high school when I was there.
Right.
I just had a flashback. But this is the first time that there has been a concentrated effort down at this end with Hampton on the attack.
Now, if you stop and think, every one of these girls out here as a first-year player and all, can you imagine what this Hampton team is going to be like if they stay together and play 4 years by their senior year, they're going to be an outstanding team.
Well, I noticed then that the ball was hit and it hit somebody in the leg. I don't, whether it's unintentional or nothing, it stops and the other team gets the ball.
Right. Well, if it makes a difference in the play.
Yes.
If it doesn't make any difference in the play, then they just let them play on.
Okay.
Yes. Officials try to let the girls play as much as possible, you know, without blowing the whistle so often.
Yeah, you could probably find infractions, tiny ones, and then it just stops the play. You want you want them to get them used to playing the game.
That's right. That's right. And you will find that the more skilled the teams, the less whistles will be blown during a game.
Okay.
In some of your teams that have been playing together for a while, you will notice that when they foul the girl, just back off right away, so that the official doesn't even have to blow the whistle. She just backs right
They
off.
knew.
They know. They know they fouled. They'll back away. Yes.
It's just as a constant. I love the constant activity.
Oh, it's a tremendous sport, and it's not a sport
Not for
that
the
girls
faint of
play
heart.
that are not in condition. Trust me.
Yeah, you got to be in condition to do this. And it looks like it would be easy to hit that ball, but that's not easy to do, be running and have to stay low like that. That's kind of awkward.
And let me tell you something. When it gets cold, if it ever gets cold around here, if it gets cold and you drive that ball, that hard ball with that wooden stick, and it like vibrates up your arms. It feels like going up. So that's really.
That's just like in golf. If you miss-hit a ball when it's cold, you can feel it through the club, and I would imagine you could feel it through the
Absolutely, yes, yes.
The key here is passing the ball and getting it to somebody who can move it down the field.
You want to get it through, and a lot of coaches will use what they call a triangle, or they'll use a diamond form that they try to get, you know, from one to the other, from the side to the you know, you want to try to keep it out of the middle.
Right. So we have that in basketball called a give and go. You pass the ball and then you break. They try to gut the ball back to you as you're trying to break in towards the goal.
Right, right.
Okay.
That was obstruction, and that's like a pick in basketball.
Okay.
It was obstruction. She turned, instead of moving with the ball, she just turned and planted her back to the young lady.
And you can't
do that. No, you can't just plant it there and try to play the ball without moving your body. You've got to move away from them with the ball.
Okay. Yeah, I'd call that a good pick in basketball.
Right, there you go. Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's very important to have a field that is fairly level and the grass is cut. Because I can see if you had high ground, that ball's not going to go anywhere.
That's exactly right. And it's very, very frustrating to the players when they go to drive the ball and they won't move. It's very frustrating, and to the play. The greatest thing that they could do in both Hampton, Newport News, this whole area around here, the greatest thing they could do would be put in turf for field hockey, like some of the counties and things have. It's amazing.
Oh, that would make the game, speed the game up a little bit.
Absolutely. And, you know, all of our state games now and our higher played games are all played on turf. And our girls are at a disadvantage when they go to play, and
because they've never played on it.
That's exactly right.
Brand new to them. It's a faster game, I would imagine.
Absolutely.
Now, the field like they have out at Pocosin on the football field, that kind of a field would be wonderful for field hockey.
This past weekend, we had a real nice tournament, at York High School and played on Bailey Field with the turf.
Right.
And that was great. The girls really enjoyed it. They really did.
I can see where the game would pick up in speed, and your level of intensity would increase, and
Absolutely.
I would imagine your skill level would get better too.
Certainly. You're able to do your skills better. You know what you're doing.
Okay, now I noticed that she hit her wrist or something, the official.
Okay, now, excuse me for a second. Remember we were talking about a high ball going dangerously? Right. If you notice, that just went right between those players, and that's why she called that back, that hit.
Because
that was one of the high, yes, it's a high ball that was dangerous, yes.
Very good.
When she hit her hand like this, and all she was telling her, you have hit the other girl's stick out of the way rather than hit the ball out of the way.
Oh, you can't.
You can't do that.
You can.
You can't hit their stick to knock them.
I was thinking that would be a good play.
Right, knock their stick out of the way so they can't hit the ball. Right.
To me, that would be great.
That's a stick obstruction.
Okay, we can't be doing that. Okay, I'll mark that off my list.
You know, we have adults that play in the summertime. We have a summer league, and they play. We have adults from 19 years of age to 65 years of age that are playing field hockey co-ed, both men and women, and they love it. They absolutely love it. I think they're as enthusiastic as the young ladies are, and we have quite a few boys that play.
How about that? Oh, now
that was pretty.
The goalie did a good job of knocking it.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
Now, does that ball, because it went out of bounds, is that?
Okay, we talked, remember I told you about a long hit?
Yes.
Or, you know, if it was accidental going out.
Right.
You know, the goalie may have tried to stop and it bounced off her glove and went out as that did. Then that's a long hit for the offense. They bring it in that way. They don't get a penalty corner.
Okay.
Because she really didn't do something to be penalized for.
Okay, I got you. But since she was the last one to touch it,
right,
the other team
correct.
But they don't get an advantage.
No.
Like it would have been if it had been a penalty within the circle.
That's right, yes.
Okay. Well, you're educated.
Well, here you go. See that? I expect to see you out in the adult
I tell you, I'm enjoying
this
it.
summer.
Awesome.
I need to have you out there playing now, you know.
I don't know. I'd be the oldest guy you had out there. I don't know if I could run up and down the field much, but I'll tell you, these young ladies have really got to be in shape. And I would imagine you would do a lot of drills that are constant motion.
Oh, absolutely.
Builds up their endurance.
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, nice pass. Oh, yeah, there was a good pass.
It was a good pass across the circle, yes.
She just took the ball bounced and she was getting ready to hit it. It looked
and we have a timeout up, and we have our first card.
Okay, now explain this.
All right, that is a green card that she was given for misconduct.
And what would cause misconduct?
Okay, she may have pushed the young lady instead of playing the ball. She may have played her.
And what is the penalty?
She has to sit out for 2 minutes in the. You'll see the penalty chair over there next to the scorer's table and the timer's table. She needs to sit there for 2 minutes, and they are playing short for 2 minutes.
So they're playing basically 9 on 10 on the open field.
Correct. That's correct. This is the first year that the green card carries a 2-minute penalty with it. Before the green card,
2 minutes?
automatic 2 minutes. No, automatic 2 minutes on the green card. On a yellow card, which is the next card up, on a yellow card they can be sat out for either 5 minutes or 10 minutes.
Wow.
At the discretion of the official, depending on the foul.
The severity.
Correct. Yes. Okay. Then, of course, a red card means you're out permanently.
And does that mean that you played shorthanded the rest of the game?
The team plays short the rest of the game, yes.
Well, now everybody, this is one of those penalty things.
Right, this is the penalty corner. The defense fouled in the circle, and it's a penalty corner for the offensive team. And she put it out over the end line, and so now it's a 16-yard hit out for the defensive team, which was Hampton.
The Crabbers.
Right, correct.
But that was, she got a good shot on the goal.
Got a good shot, she just missed it. Right, it was wide. Now see, that was a self-start right there that she did. Instead of passing it to anybody, she just took it, dribbling herself, yes.
Okay, so I didn't know, like in some sports, in soccer, you got to kick it to somebody, you can get it back, but you can't take off with it.
No, in field hockey, you can do what they call a self-start.
Okay. Well, we've got a nice day for it. It's overcast, but there's a nice breeze. But the sun isn't killing us.
Thank goodness. Yes, we have had some hot weather around here.
Yeah, that's for sure.
My officials will tell you this is good field hockey weather. They like this.
I'm sure. Oh, nice defense that time.
That was beautiful. Very, very nice. That was obstruction.
Obstruction.
Obstruction, yes.
You need to be around field hockey to pick up the different movements of the officials so that you know what's really going on. Got another goal?
Number 6. Number six for the Phoebus.
Phoebus Phantoms. So that gives them a 3-0 goal advantage. And that was, what's the young lady? I don't see her.
I don't say 16. I believe it's 16.
Scout.
Yes, Scout Edmondson. That's who that was.
Yeah, that's the young lady that they were real high on.
Yes, correct.
The action all the way over. At least we got it on the monitor here. We can kind of see what's going on. I tell you, the camera crew is doing a great job today.
They are.
Nope, the wind is helping me.
I'm looking here. Whoops.
Trying to see what happened on that.
Ripped.
That's what Phoebus will bring it out from the end line. And it's one of those.
It's a penalty corner because she tripped her in the circle. Both of these officials that are on this game right now are good state officials. They both call higher level play games, that state level games, that type. I'm very, very blessed with my association. I have many officials who are.
That sounds like that's the end of the first half.
End of the first half, yes it is.
All right, so we
scored 3 for the Phoebus Phantoms and 0 for the Hampton Crabbers, but they certainly have been fighting and pushing.
It's
been a good game.
A little bit.
Good
it's been
game.
a game. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back for second half action. Welcome back to second half action here at Hampton High School, where the 0-3 Crabbers are playing host to the 0-3 Lady
Lady Phantoms.
Phantoms.
That's right.
I had a brain freeze there. We got a 3-0 score, and the right now, and you can see that the Lady Phantoms wanted the ball to start the second half.
That's correct. Yes, and you'll see that the teams have changed. The teams have changed ends.
Of the goal,
right,
yeah.
correct.
You're just trying to advance the ball up the field is what you're really trying to do.
That's right. You want to get that ball up the field into that cage at the other end. You want to get into that striking circle.
Can these young ladies like number 25, 12 and all, can they cross half court or half midfield if they want?
Right, absolutely. Okay. Absolutely.
And I noticed that she just stayed back. And the Hampton Crabbers are finally on the attack down there.
She's obstructing it. She's running, but you notice the official held his arm up. He saw the foul. He saw that she was obstructing, but he let play continue on because the young lady did not lose control of the ball.
If there was a change because of that, then it would have been a whistle.
Right, that's right, yes. But because she kept control of the ball and was able to take it, that's why he kept it going.
I tell you, it looks like it's so easy, but
but it's not.
It is not easy.
No.
And one thing, and I would imagine this works well with your advanced players. They can move the ball with their head up and be looking for who they're going to pass to.
They're going to pass to, yes.
These young ladies are still learning the game. They're learning, and they're with their head down, looking at the ball, not who they're going to pass it to.
As I said, the Hampton Crabbers are a very young team. The majority of them are just first-time players, and they have done a wonderful, wonderful job coming together as a team.
Well, they've got 8 ninth graders on the team and 2 sophomores, no seniors at all, and 4 juniors. So they are very young. And you look over here at the Phoebus team, and they have 3 seniors on the team and only 1 ninth grader. And that's your goalie. Is that unusual for a ninth grader to be a goalie?
Okay, I just looked at the stats on the Hampton High School varsity, and every single player on the Hampton team is a first-year varsity player.
How about that?
Yes, so they've done very well.
Thought they had a good chance for a goal that time, and the goalie did a great job for the Hampton.
He is a strong, strong goalie. She really is. For Phoebus, she's a goalie that Tony Glee, you've heard
and just a ninth
people
grader.
Talking about. Yes, and you've heard people talking about her already. Some of the coaches that have the clubs are calling me saying, hey, what can you tell me about this Phoebus goalie?
And they're looking for somebody to play in these...
In the clubs, in the travel clubs. Yes, that's correct.
Now, these clubs, they are basically on the peninsula. They go over on the south side. What is the range of play?
There's clubs here on the peninsula, and they travel, as I said, from Florida all the way to Pennsylvania. We have quite a few girls that go down to Disney and play in the big wide world of sports down there, the Disney Festival. They get tremendous learning experience playing against teams from Westchester, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Delaware, all over the place, Maryland. They really get some good experience playing other teams and learning a lot of other things.
Right.
And it's good for the coaches, too, because they see other things that other coaches do, and then they can build it into their program. You notice that some of the girls have a band around the top of their socks. See, number 3 right here has one around her sock. And the other young lady has one, number 13 right here, has one around her sock. That's their captain's bands.
Oh, okay. So
they are the ones that go to the captain's conference at the beginning of the game with the officials, and they're the ones that can speak on the field sometimes to the officials if they really need to.
Okay, and if the official needs to talk to somebody on one of the teams, that's who he's going to go to.
Correct, yes.
Or she.
Oh, that was a nice pass back. Very nice.
Well, I'm impressed with the Lady
See?
Crabbers are really.
See what happened right there? That was a classic example. It went off of number 3's foot, and the Phoebus girl didn't pick it up. Number 3 picked it up, and because she did, he blew the whistle right away and gave the foul to the other team.
So we have another timeout for, and I don't know who's.
I believe it's Phoebus Phantoms that called the timeout.
Well, the action has been down at the Hampton end of the field, which
Yes.
is just a reverse of the
Of
first
what we
half.
had in the first half, yes. I
But
see the official looking towards the sky, looking over towards
Now, we
that kind
want
of
to
thing.
to
We want to
explain.
get this through.
We want to explain a little bit. We came up a little later than we wanted to, but the coaches were anxious because they thought, well, we want to make sure we beat the wind,
Right,
beat the
weather.
rain, and we weren't supposed to come up until 5 o'clock. Actually, come up about 2 or 3 minutes before 5, and we apologize for that. But your officials came running over here.
Right.
And let us,
We didn't do it. Don't holler at us. Right. Oh, well, I'm glad to hear the radar's clear because I don't need any makeup games right now with the way our schedules are with these new conferences.
Yeah. Now, that conference is going to affect. Is that going to make you, the Hampton schools, do more traveling?
Yes. They're going to have to do more traveling. They're also going to have to do. We always played varsity and junior varsity together in
Right.
field hockey, and now we're having to play some varsity games here and some junior varsities across the water. A classic example is like, say, when Lakeland comes over here and plays Denby varsity,
Right.
the Denby junior varsity has to go over and play Lakeland.
Oh.
You know, that kind of thing.
Wow. So I knew it was going to be kind of hard to explain to the general public because a lot of the coaches don't even understand
Right.
it. I know I
Right.
don't. But I do know, like Hampton and Phoebus, they will know they're in different conferences.
That's correct. Yes, they are. They are in different conferences. Oh, that was a nice drive. Nice.
Oh, good job.
Good pickup, yes. Very good pickup. And there she goes in towards the shot. Oh, that's a corner.
Now, why is
Goalie,
it a corner?
okay, because the goalie kicked it out high. The girl,
Gotcha, because
yes.
I saw the girl actually hit it with a stick above
right,
her head.
right.
So
She was
but
putting
it
up
was
to
on the
stop the
goal.
ball, but it was on the goalie. She's the
Okay.
one that sent it up into the air. Yes.
Now everybody's back here except the defenders. So you really got, you know.
It's an advantage. Now see, right then, 1, 2, 3, 4. He sent a defender back. There's a new rule this year. If a defender jumps the line before the hit is taken, she has to go back to the 50-yard line. And they're short on defense back there now. Till she gets back.
Okay. Well, you really got to get back and hopefully get into the action.
That's right. So you've got to be able to run in this sport. This is not a sport for sissies. People who don't like to run, trust me.
Now,
A nice stop on her. Nice stop. And she picked it up again. That was nice.
and that's good stick management, I would call it.
Yes.
Stick and ball management. You're controlling it without giving up anything.
Right.
Now, talk a little bit, if you would, about these. Is there a certain what do I want to say? A season. Is there a season for this? Now, because you talk about going down to Florida and playing different places.
Right. The high school season starts at the end of August, and we go till the first week in November. And they just scored again.
And that looked like number 9. for
Number
Phoebus.
13. Number 13 scored that.
Oh, Sadie Ullman.
13 scored that goal.
That makes it 4-0 in favor of the Lady Phantoms. Here you watch the replay of this. Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right in there. Yep.
Good job. Good camera work. Talk a little bit about our camera people and We got on the cameras, we have Steve Fryer, Lloyd McKenzie, Susan Bowers. In the truck, we have Randy Bigoli, Krista Campbell, Greg Lesko, director Don Strauss, and Andy Foley is the producer. I used to call him big guy. I guess I can't call him, I can call him the bearded guy.
There you go. I'll tell you, I think this is wonderful that you do this. I think it gives so many people a chance to see this sport, see what a beautiful sport it is. I think it's great.
Well, I tell you,
so proud of you for doing this.
Well, the hat's off to Andy Foley. He's the one that set this thing up and said we're going to do 2 volleyball games, we're going to do 2 field hockey games, we're going to try to do a golf match. And we don't know how this golf match is going to work, but we're going to try to do it. We went out to the golf course the other day and tried to pick the holes that we're going to do, and we're going to try to zero in on the golfers in the Hampton City schools. So we're trying to do some more things, and then of course we're only going to do 4 football games, but with all the playoffs, we don't know what's going to happen. We can have 2 playoff games every weekend for a while. So.
Exactly. You know, we have quite a few playoff games at the end of our season, in the end of October.
Right.
Then we go to state games, which are the second week in November. And of course, we start indoor hockey the first Saturday in November.
Okay, now where is it the indoor hockey played?
It's played at the new Denby Community Center. They have a big, beautiful gym that's all set up for field hockey. Okay. And the girls play that. And that's a very interesting and fast sport because you only have 5 girls playing on the court and
do you have sideboards?
Yes, they play off the sideboards, yes. It's a fast game, but it really, the advantage to it is that it really works the girls' skill, their stick work. Their stick work gets so much work, and they learn so much with their stick work in the indoor that it's great because when they come to outdoor, they've got that strong stick work then. And that's another corner.
Now, your playoffs are just like in football and basketball. You don't have a district tournament.
No, we no longer will have a district tournament. No.
So you go from here into your conferences.
Into your conferences, that's correct. Yes.
Okay. Now that's going to make it a little tougher for your officials because you could have more a lot of games.
Yes, we could. Yes, we could. And you know, it depends on where they're going to be played and what's going to happen. And yes, prepared to do some good traveling. As of right now, my officials travel all the way from Southampton to Northumberland.
Wow.
We cover quite a territory. And we do all Williamsburg, Gloucester.
So you do Bay Rivers, you do the Peninsula District.
We do Williamsburg, James City County. We do all of York County. We do Lancaster, Northumberland. We do the private schools, Walsingham, Christchurch, Williamsburg Christian, Hampton Roads Academy. So then we do all the middle schools.
Okay, so now what you have to do is then the schedule has got to be set so that you have as few conflicts for your officials as you go.
Absolutely.
Having as many officials as you've got now is a whole lot better than a couple of years ago.
Absolutely, yes. I heard one of the teams the other day, and I thought this was very clever of a coach. His team had to travel a great distance to play 2 of the schools in the conference now, and he made it a very, very nice situation. He took his girls, it was before school started, he took his girls, they chartered a bus, girls got on the bus, they went up and they played the first team the first day. Then that evening, the whole team went to dinner, went to the movies, spent the night, they all bonded, had a good team meeting and everything, and the next day they went and played the second team, and then they came on home. And I thought that was outstanding. I really did. I thought that was a great way to handle 2 faraway teams.
Well, and not only that, gives you a chance for your team, which is talking about bonding and getting to know each other and that sort of thing.
And parents were invited to go along. They had chaperones, of course, but then parents were invited to go along, and they got to know the other parents whose children were playing and all, So it was really made for a nice team time.
Well, basically, we got a breakaway here. You don't see many of those.
Nope. There she goes. Very nice, and that was nice to pass to the outside there where she was alone. She's taking it in. Up.
Oh,
there,
now that went off of the...
That went off of the Phoebus player in the circle, so that's a corner for the Hampton Crabbers.
Okay. This has got to be where you do your strategy. You want your best ball striker to be hitting the ball to one of the other players. I would imagine
Correct.
You've got certain systems set up for it. And you can't wait, because if you wait,
they're right on top of you. Yes, they are. They have one player that's called the Flyer, and that's exactly what she is, and she flies out. And you will see in some of your higher skilled teams, because they take such hard drives and all that, you will see the Flyer put a mask on before the corner.
Oh, okay.
To protect her face when she comes flying out. You notice the girls are all wearing goggles now. That's something that just started a few years ago, 3 years ago, as a matter of fact, and something we fought for a long time, because the goggles that they're wearing right now really kind of impede their peripheral vision, which is something you definitely need in field hockey. And
well, in any sport, you got to have peripheral vision.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, kind of fought that a little bit, but the physicians decided that it really protected the eyes, and that's what they wanted to protect. So,
well, if you get a goggle that's clear all the way around, it would be more advantageous than the one that's got like a rubber seal or something.
One of the problems we found, though, the very first year they wore them, some of the girls just had the clear plastic and all, and when it would just start to drizzle or something like that, they couldn't see. Correct.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They'd have to keep running out and wiping off their goggle and run back in, so they kind of went to the cage goggles then.
Explain that to me, the cage goggle.
It's a goggle with like the wires type thing, that you can see through. It's not a clear plastic one. Yes.
It's more of it's protecting the eyes, what you want it to do anyway. But there's nothing, no film there in front of you.
Right. That's right. You can see through it. Yes. The girls are not permitted to wear any jewelry at all while they play.
Okay.
That's something that's a rule from Virginia High School League. That's something that we've got to be very careful about. You don't want to hit somebody, bump into somebody with an earring in that gets stuck into your neck or that kind of thing.
Wow.
So they're pretty fussy about that.
Oh, good
Pretty
pass.
drive, yes. And there's a nice, oh, that was a pretty stop, too. Very nice, and got her feet around nicely. Whoop. Oh. Good. That was nice.
Now, that ball went high, but there was
there was no danger there. There was nobody in her way, nobody in front of that ball to get hit.
Okay.
So, and that was a beautiful, beautiful save on that goalie. Very nice. And because it was a nice hit up and that kind of thing, it's going to be a long hit now.
Well, I'm just amazed at the number of underclassmen that the Crabbers have, and having all first-year players and all.
Yes.
They can't do anything but get better.
That's exactly right. Absolutely. And if they'll just stick with it, oh boy, they've got so much to learn and so much to give.
Now, what is your occupation?
I'm retired.
There you go. That's a good one.
That's right. Yeah. No, I am so busy with field hockey year round now that believe me, it takes many, many hours of my day.
Okay, did you coach prior to retiring? Or
I have refereed since I moved here in 1972. I've refereed field hockey and watched it grow, that kind of thing. And I was a nurse by profession.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But your love is field hockey.
My love is field hockey. I did coach soccer for 14 years, but my love is definitely field hockey. Yes.
Now, do you attribute that to the your coach, the first coach you had, the one the young lady
no,
brought it over here?
No, she was my coach at camp and all. It was a sport that, my mother played in Scotland, and she wanted me to play it. And where I came from, the suburbs of Philadelphia, they started playing in 6th grade up there competitively. And I played all through high school and then played at Penn State and then, just kept playing when I got out.
Right.
And as I said, I got into refereeing and loved it. And so I've just kept on going.
No, we're going to go to the first foul. Stay off the stick, please. All the way up, White.
I didn't quite understand why there was a foul. It looked like two of them were fighting over the ball.
Right, but he went with the first foul that took place, and that was Phoebus fouled Hampton. That was the first foul. It was a nice hit there.
Okay. Well, I tell you, there's just constant movement, and it's like one-on-one.
Right,
and then
right. Yeah, she was poking her stick in there, catching the other one. So.
Oh, she wasn't hitting the ball.
No, she was hitting the stick. Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, that bounced off her leg there, and she caught it.
It would do so much confidence for this Hampton squad if they could just get a goal.
Right, exactly.
Because they've been
knocking at the door. Yes, they have.
Major attacking down at the left here. Now, do you know how the coaches recruit? How do they get the players?
They basically just say, anybody that wants to come out for the sport of field hockey, come on out. And
no experience
one girl,
necessary.
That's right. We will teach you. And some of the girls tell the other girls, "Oh, it's so much fun. You need to come out and play.
Okay.
You need to have fun with us." And it's it makes for a very nice. Nice group of girls all the time.
Well, what I like about it is it's nonstop action. It's just,
correct.
Even when you have a penalty, it's
right.
You're not going to a free throw line.
That's right. That's right.
You just keep right on going.
That's right. And the faster the action, the better the play becomes.
Yeah.
See, she just did self-starting, and there she is, just going right now until she can find somebody to pass to. Up, right up her feet.
Yeah. She was trying to hit it and miss it right up her leg.
We have a drill that's really good. We make the girls put their sticks on the ground and go back and forth over them to try to learn to pick up their feet. And then we have them put their hands on each other's shoulders. And I try to step on your foot as you're trying to step on mine. And you'd be surprised how it teaches them to get their feet out of the way.
I can believe it.
We have a substitute coming in there. One just went out. Number 13 for the Phantom Crabbers just came in. Sadie Ullman just came into the game again. Number 13. Oh my goodness, that's such a pretty pass. Unfortunately, went out of bounds. Oh, it's a timeout.
This is the probably the last time out for one of these teams anyway, because we had 2 timeouts earlier.
Right.
So, and we can't have much time left in the game. There's no way that we know how much is on the clock because the clock is kept across the board.
Right.
Maybe we could stand Steve over there. Maybe Steve will run over there and find out.
I can write.
Yeah, by the time he got back, you're right, Andy. It'd be over. But this is a time that the girls can kind of reflect on what's going on, and I can see where the Hampton coach can say, okay, we can take some positive over the second half.
Right.
We that were the aggressor. We got more shots on goal. We did more at our end of the field.
That's right. That's right.
And that's got
We've been getting down there, and that helps them.
We're going to show the last goal that we had down here on the right-hand side with the young lady from Phoebus. And you can just see right there.
And you'll see how it just went right in through her leg there, yes. Yeah. And that happens sometimes. They're trying to lift their leg to kick the one, and unfortunately it goes right in there, yes.
Now, the timeouts are 90 seconds?
90 seconds, that's correct, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
This is, I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
It's a beautiful sport. It really is. It's a tremendous sport, and it's only going to get better and grow more. Well,
as the teams, the young ladies start to excel in it, and they start talking about it, and then it'll just be snowballing. You'll get more people coming out. You'll have bigger JV squads, bigger varsity squads. Are they limited by how many players they can have?
No, not really. A good squad is about 20.
Okay. And you always wanted to have 2 goalies.
You always want to carry, yes, carry your 2 goalies, yes.
Yeah, because if one gets hurt, then you have to. And you think, well, how are they going to get hurt with all that pads? But it still can.
It happens.
Yes.
Believe me, it happens.
I can see where it can get frustrating at times, but as the skill level gets better, the frustration will go away.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
The number 9 jumped in the air that time, so she wouldn't hit the ball. Wouldn't hit her.
That's right. Nice. That was nice playing from number, what is it, 19? Yes, yeah. 19. Very nice playing from her. That's Rosia Meza. It was a beautiful carry on her part.
Well, you're on offense and defense constantly.
Yes. And your midfielders have to be able to run because they back up your offense and they are the forward line of the defense. So they've got to be able to be back and forth constantly. And a good midfielder. Every team wants a strong midfielder.
Right. We fear the wind is picking up a little bit, so.
Yes. But I'll take this weather over those 98-degree days anytime, believe me.
You think so, huh?
Oh, my.
Yeah.
She encroached. She came
now,
before.
Explain the encroachment.
Okay. Before she could even. Well, let's see what's going on here. Oh, that's a yellow card.
Would that be because somebody said something?
Obviously, somebody said something or did something. Yes, before, in the encroachment, before she could even take her hit, she came in on that 5 yards. And somebody must have said something because he pulled that yellow card, and I'm sure it was a 5-minute he probably gave at that point. So they will play short for 5 minutes.
And that'll.
And I believe that's the same young lady that received the green card.
Oh, wow.
And of course, it's bumped up here now to a corner.
I thought you good try. Had a good chance on a goal.
Yes,
on
right
a goal.
there. Had a good chance, yes. Phoebus is defending hard. Well, that was pretty. She's going to be, she's really has strong potential there, number 19, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Not many left-hand players.
Yeah,
Whether
we
they're
see-
right-hand or left-handed, they still play with the stick the same way.
Regardless, yeah, I noticed that they're all the same way. You don't have a left-handed stick.
No, you do not have a left-handed stick, no. Nope.
I tell you, our camera work has just been exceptional.
Yes,
This is not an easy.
an easy game to follow. No,
right.
it is not. No, it is not. And they've done an excellent job keeping up with the play, keeping up with what's going on.
I thought there was a chance that time to hit, but the two players on the same team, one hit it and hit the other one on the foot. That is still
That's still, yes, still a foul.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just okay. Good job that time coming from behind and stopping the advancement of the ball.
That's right. But you cannot come from behind and tackle a girl. Like, I can't run up behind you and throw my stick over to tackle you and foul that
Okay.
way. No, I can't do that. I've got to get around to do that tackle with you. You notice the goalie shirts are different colors from the teams and all. They are not permitted to match either color of the team. The goalies have to wear a shirt that is not the same color as, either team. Either team. That's
Yeah, 'cause
correct.
that could be that
Right,
could mess you
right.
up. Really.
A real disadvantage. When you get into the circle, you'll find that your officials are looking more at the socks than they are at the player, at the top of the player, that kind of thing, because they're watching the ball, the on the ball play. So they're looking at the color of the socks. And that's why we want the solid color socks that we know what we're looking for.
Right. You watch this thing and just see the potential of some of these young ladies.
Ooh, that was a dangerous stick there that you just brought that stick over just as the girl came in. Yeah.
You can see where the potential of these young ladies are going to get. They're going to get better and better and better.
Exactly.
Well, who is it, what team is the premier in Peninsula?
In Peninsula, Gloucester is good. Gloucester's good. Menchville's good. Menchville's very strong. It just depends on the number of girls that return each year. That some of the teams are rebuilding again.
Right.
Other teams, have their seniors right now.
Well, do they have a feeder program outside of the school? Is there
That's one of the advantages that Gloucester has. They have middle school program. They have Page and Peasley Middle School.
Right.
Williamsburg, James City County has Hornsby and Toanna, and they have middle school, Berkeley Middle School. York County has there's another score. Let's see, and that's number 13 again, I believe, scored that. And that would be her, that's another goal. Oh, that's Sadie. She already scored one, and I believe she scored this one. Yes, it was number 13, Sadie Ullman, that scored that goal.
So we got 3 by one and 2 by the other young lady, number 11.
Well, I thought we had 1 by 16. We have 1 by 16,
right.
yes.
Scout
right.
got one. You're right. That's right.
And number 11,
Got
number
2.
9, and 2 by number 13. Mm-hmm. Yeah, quite a few of the Newport News and Hampton are disadvantaged because we don't have the feeder program.
Right. Well, it looks like we've got the end of our contest.
Yes.
I want to thank you for your I believe that is the end of the game, isn't it? Yeah, it's not a timeout.
No, that's the end. Mm-hmm.
Andy's trying to mess me up.
Right.
I want to thank you for your expertise and
I
enjoyed
it. And again, I thank you so much for taking the time to broadcast something like this. I think it's a big help for our sport that we love.
We can pat Andy on the back for that. We want to appreciate you turning into LSC and give you the final score again. It's Phoebus 5, Hampton nothing. Want to thank our crew, the cameras, Steve Foley, Lloyd McKenzie, Susan Bowers, Brandon Bergoli, and the truck with Krista Campbell, Greg Lesko, Don Charles-Drucker, Andy Foley is the producer. I'm Bob Hintz. Good afternoon, everybody.